Abstract has spent the last year plus talking to well over 1,000 designers and design leaders from all around the world. We've published an article on our findings, which I'll link to below. And out of those conversations and many more I've had with top design leaders is the idea that the handover process as we have it today is broken. How is it broken? Let's dive in. We talk about the handover process like it's a one and done, which it is not. Let's set the stage that this is really more of a loop than a baton handoff in a relay race, and therein lies the first part of the problem. Because this is a loop, an ongoing feedback loop, we need a way to collect and organize information, collaboration, and most importantly, feedback. Design creates mocks, feeds those to multiple departments, engineering and product for starters, then receives feedback based on those mocks, which has to be tied back to the design work, integrated into future iterations, and then sent back for review and collaboration all over again. So how do we tie these conversations, approvals, and feedback to the work that we're doing? Chances are today that you're doing this quite manually, most likely in different tools depending on who you're working with, which means that you're providing design work into multiple tools in multiple formats, and then having to bring it all together, which is extremely time-consuming and tedious. Taking a step back, it's easy to understand that design is a newer discipline inside many of today's companies. As a new kid on the block, you're expected to come alongside the processes already in place. This means that initially design had to do their work, export it, and then feed it back into other systems that already existed. But as discussed, that broke down quickly, and it wasn't a scalable solution for many teams, especially as design work grew with new platforms, new device types that needed to be supported, etc. It's at this point that the mainstream approach began to evolve. Enter the idea of inspect. Inspect and abstract and many tools have a very similar function. Was this idea to solve for design having to duplicate and triplicate the work that they were doing? The idea was really simple. Why not just invite developers and product into the design tools so they could see the work that was happening and collaborate in that space in real time? Which sounds great, and it was way better than the previously described approach. However, what we learned is that quite often developers and product managers didn't love the idea of learning yet another tool. While they could find good information there, they were also maybe not interested in being part of a design tool. And the success of this new approach was really dependent on complete involvement from the teams that you're collaborating with. The minute you have a small group of developers or PMs that didn't want to use your tool, you were back to doing your work in multiple formats. There's a new path forming around the idea of process intelligence. Process intelligence understands that people and groups have preferences around the tools they like to use to give and receive feedback and approvals. Instead of forcing people to conform to your tools, aka building walls, process intelligence allows you to build bridges, incorporating the work and feedback already in place to allow each individual team to be a part of the process in the most natural way possible. There's going to be much more on this to come. Please continue to check back with Abstract in February for more details on how we're building something new to incorporate process intelligence for modern product design companies. Thanks again.